Item number 3, consider approval of minutes of the special call meeting of December 4th and a special call meeting of December 5th, 2018. I'll now open it up for a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I'll approve the minutes and allow for corrections.
We have a motion by Mr. Bedrine. Do we have a second?
Mr. Mayor, before we proceed, I think there was one thing left out, as Ms. Beth pointed out, is, I believe it was Mr. Fields was here speaking, and his comments, I don't think are in here. On the visitors, when we had it last time. Can we check into that, Lawson?
Okay.
He was discussing whatever is done can be undone.
For the 5th, or what date?
I believe it was the 5th, yes, ma'am.
They're on page 2 of 3 on my set of minutes. That is. You know what, there's a page that was not scanned, and that's why you don't have that. You see, if you, in the scan part, it was just.
Oh, but it's
it
on
was
the
by
record.
accident, yes, but
Okay.
I do have that on mine.
Thank
All
you.
right, do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Travis Bailey. With a motion and a second, all those in favor, please raise your hand. Motion passed. Item number 4, here visitors on matters pertaining to city business. Under the Texas Open Meeting Act, council is prohibited from discussing, responding, or acting on any comment or items that have not been properly posted on the agenda. First person I'd like to speak is Michael Bencala.
Before I begin, I'd like to thank the city staff who has helped me gather some information that I've been asking for, and they have been very helpful in getting that information. The second thing I'd like to say is I'd like everybody here to understand the reason that we can stand up here today is because those who have fallen in the military and those who currently serve or have served in the military, without their sacrifice or their service, we would not have this opportunity to speak before you. When we do stand up here and speak, we have responsibilities as residents. We have a responsibility to civility. We have a responsibility to the truth, and a responsibility to speak to issues faced by our cities. In the past months, I've spoken to you and I've written to you. And I believe I probably made some of you a little unhappy with me. But I've addressed the issues at hand. Things that we have faced, things that we will face, and I've used facts to present the truths. In the past few months, I've heard accusations of a city manager giving himself and his friends pay increases above those that you provided for cost of living and for the 2% step increase, yet they provided no facts. I have the information here tonight. That is not true. The city manager did not give himself in 2016 a 20% or 17%, which is the two numbers that I've been given, increase. In fact, all the increases are aligned with what was provided by the council. At the last meeting, there's been accusations how information was leaked prior to meetings. In particular, was the budget that was discussed and presented on July 30th. I have the budget here. It is dated 7/27. I have the meeting, the memo from city manager, again dated 7/27. He says, the proposed budget is balanced in a positive position of $16,452 and includes funding several key items that have been previously discussed. One new SRO position, which you did approve and then tabled. One new police recruit position. All the vehicles requested by the department head. 3% COLA employee increase. Step raises for employees at the current balanced tax rate of 0.53967. The file on the website is dated and time-stamped 7/27/2018, 5:21 p.m. How can this information have been leaked when it was on the website? Councilwoman-elect Erica Bruce did reference this information in that meeting. And as most of us do when we stand up here, I'm sure she ad-libbed a little bit or changed a few words. Recently, I've heard something I have never ever heard in this council chamber. A citizen stand up here and make a threat. That should never be accepted again, and it should never happen again. And I ask that the mayor gavel anyone down who makes such threats, whether they're in context with what they're speaking or not. A threat is a threat. I know that you cannot respond to me. I understand the laws. You are not prohibited from talking to me after the meeting, contacting me later, talking to me before the meeting, as I did with Mr. Vidrine tonight. If somebody comes up here with something they need you to address, you can address it if you follow the proper procedures. I know this is possible because 3 residents spoke in front of you concerning the condition of their yard left after the road construction on Old Temple Road. Ms. Vidrine asked that they give the pictures to the city engineer, and that was discussed later that night. I'm also tired of hearing conspiracy theories. People are making up complaints just to get rid of somebody. We want to know the truth, and we understand that you're going to discuss that tonight as far as allowing that information to be released. I believe in due process. When the charges against the mayor were first brought out, if you remember, Mr. Mayor, I stood up here and spoke for due process. All I'm asking for people tonight is to be civil, to remember your responsibilities. Your responsibility to the council, to the city, and to yourself. Don't stand up here and make threats. Don't stand up here and say things but not provide factual information. And I'll be willing to show each and every one of the council members the information I received today and the calculations I made on the increases received by every single employee in the city. I thank you for this time. I thank Mr. Bailey's son for the service to this country that he has provided. And I thank all of our men and women in this city that provide a service to us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next one is Lisa Corp. Your name and address.
Lisa Corbett, and I reside right off of the park, Park Meadows Drive, 618 Park Meadows Drive. The reason why I've come before you is because my concern is the speed of which people travel through our neighborhood. I've been calling, and I have other neighbors that are also complaining about the speed in which people travel through this neighborhood. They're going well above 25 miles an hour, and I would think that, it would be nice to either have some speed bumps or just some additional support to get people to adhere to that. Especially down Park Meadows, it has a T in the middle of the road, and there are kids who actually ride big wheels down the middle of the road and then they spin out at the bottom. And it's fun for them, but it's terrifying for someone like myself. I don't have any kids. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm just looking out for everybody else's kid. And it's a big concern because even when we walk in our neighborhood, people are speeding by. And they're just, I can't understand why you go 30, 40, 50 miles an hour down the road just to get to your driveway and go in and get into your garage. It makes no sense to me. And so so it's a big safety hazard. I think that it's something that we could get either some additional police support, or some speed bumps, or even a speed sign to go through there. There's not one speed limit sign in that neighborhood. It would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.
I've talked to you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next speaker, Kurt Kokorian.
Good evening, Kurt County, 804 Pebble Creek Circle, great city of Hewitt, Texas. First, I'd like to congratulate elect Dr. Bruce for her election under the city council. Congratulations. You got a tough road ahead of you. The proof now is in the pudding. Council members, I'd like to talk a little about 8 and 9. You're going to be voting on passing everything from all the shenanigans that's been going on for months, since May, to the city attorney to brief and bring them up to speed. I'd like to see not just that, but everything brought out to the public. There's everything from the very beginning of May to every single thing that's happened during that period of time. I think it's real important that the public hears it. There's a lot of information that I know that I can't describe, that the public needs to hear, because there is a lot of misconceptions out there, because people don't know exactly what's been happening. So if you bring the proof out there, but bring everything, including Mr. Miles, all of the things that he did to get him dismissed. So if you're gonna do it, do the whole package to the public. And that's all I'm asking, not to do the pieces of parts, that to bring it all. Thank you very much.
Thank you.